Hello, I'm Judy Stiles. Thank you for joining us today on Newsmakers. Our topic this week is America's pastime, baseball. Our area has a rich tradition in baseball, from the days when Mickey Mantle played here to the current days of successful Little League teams and Missouri Southern's team. Well, in January, local baseball fans had a special treat when the St. Louis Cardinal's Caravan came to town. KGCS and our student crews were there, and in the next half hour, we're going to take a look at what happened.
I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it.
The Cardinal's Caravan visited Taylor Auditorium at Missouri Southern on January 16th. Fans from the region came to greet them. As they gathered in the lobby, some shared their thoughts, including a longtime fan.
Met any players? Yeah.
I grew up with Mike Shannon, the voice of the Cardinals.
Awesome.
I played against him in high school, and I went to college with him at Missouri. So I've known the Cardinals for a long time.
What are you guys looking forward to most today?
I want to see what
Signing autographs.
I want to see what they think they're going to do this year, especially against the Cubs.
Caravan visit provided a chance for fans to support the United Way of Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas with the sale of raffle tickets to win door prizes. The organization's executive director explained what they were doing.
So our connection is we're a partner with Missouri Southern and this event, putting this event on, kind of the charity of choice, so that the funds raised from the ticket sales and the baseball sales today help us at the United Way make sure that we're able to fund our partner agencies. United Way has 36 partner agencies, and we fund over 50 programs throughout the four-county area that are providing services such as at the Boys and Girls Club or Community Clinic, those agencies that are providing services to some of our most vulnerable citizens throughout our communities. Well, the goal from today's event is really, it's not just about raising the dollars, but it's also about creating awareness about the United Way and the great work that we do. So as people come through and they're buying the tickets, it's an opportunity for us to tell them about United Way, tell them about the 36 partner agencies and all those programs that we fund throughout the community.
As fans entered the auditorium, youth aged 15 and under were able to get free tickets for autographs from the players. The players themselves arrived and went into a nearby room for media interviews. Missouri Southern communication students were among those able to interview the players and team representatives. They had a chance to ask them about more than baseball statistics, providing insight into the players. A player coming off a successful season last year and hoping for continued success in 2016 is outfielder Randall Grichuk. He was on the disabled list twice and had off-season surgery. However, he managed to hit 17 home runs during the season and had one in the off-season. Jordan Comer had a chance to visit with him.
All right, so you're starting in the outfield this season. Do you expect any more playing time since Jason Hayward is gone? And what's your favorite position in the outfield?
I mean, obviously with Hayward leaving, a spot opens up in the outfield. So, definitely going into camp, hoping to, earn an everyday job next year. I don't really care where in the outfield. If I can get out there and get some everyday at bats and play every day, that's all you really want.
So I understand that you had surgery after the postseason. How are you going to prepare for that, and what do you expect coming into spring training?
Yeah, I had surgery done this off season. Healing up pretty well. I'm doing PT Monday through Friday. Making sure I take care of that, so I'm ready to go into spring training. It's expected to be fine, and no problems heading into spring.
Awesome. Your rookie year, how did that affect you, and are there any keys to success in that?
Definitely the rookie year is the year where you kind of got the nerves going. You don't know what to expect. You kind of get everything under your belt for the first time, and looking back, obviously learned a lot from the guys we had and just experience that I've been through. So, I'm excited going into this year and, kind of just excited for how it could go.
Any advice for minor league players that are trying to get in the major league?
Just work hard. I mean, it takes a lot of work, a lot of years of training and practicing in games, but it's definitely worth it when you get up there.
What do you do in the off season to prepare? You guys are getting ready for spring training, so what are you going to do to prepare as much as you can?
I mean, this off season is a little different, obviously, since I had the surgeries, but I get after it. I train Monday through Friday, hit Monday through Friday. I'm on a throwing program. Obviously, this year it's a little different with my arm injury last year, but we get after it. I got a speed guy, a hitting guy, and a throwing guy, and work out with them. Weekly. It's an all-day thing. A lot of people think the off season is downtime. There's not much downtime. It's pretty much a 12-month sport.
So goals for 2016 season. What do you guys see yourself doing, and what goals do you have for yourself?
Personal goals, just kind of want to stay healthy. You want to get out there, be able to get every day at bats. Can see what I can do over a full season, and just stay healthy, stay on the field. Last year obviously a couple of injuries cost me a couple months of the season, so this year I want to see if I can play every day.
And your experience with the Caravan, how's it been?
It's been great. We got a great group of guys out here. We're having fun with it. It's a great chance to be able to come interact with some of the fans that support us throughout the year, and it's one of those things we're not made to do, but we all accept it, and we all want to come and we have fun with it.
Another player on the Caravan was a pitcher who moved from the minor leagues to the majors and pitched 5 games for the Cardinals in 2015. Megan Aldridge asked him about his last year, his background, and love for baseball.
So how has your experience been while playing for the Cardinals in 2015?
It was fun. A lot of ups and downs from coming from AAA in the big leagues, but I learned a lot going up and down as well. Kind of developed a routine, how to go about things the right way, and it was fun. I'm looking forward to the next season.
And as I understand, you went from infield to pitcher this season. How was that transition?
That was happening back in 2012. It was a little rough at first. Didn't really have the right arm slot that I was used to back in high school. It took me a couple of games to figure that out. But for the most part, it happened well for me, so I was happy that it happened.
So what would you say inspired you to pursue baseball as a career?
Growing up as a kid, obviously I played all the sports that I can. High school was hard because I really liked football as well. But I just had a feeling that baseball was probably the best route for me, and I'm glad that it worked out.
Do you have a favorite baseball movie?
Baseball movie, I mean, if I had to go baseball movie, it'd probably have to be The Sandlot. Growing up as a kid, I always watched that, so it was fun.
And what would you say your experience is on the Cardinal Caravan so far?
I love it. This is my second year. Last year we got to visit, I believe, Peoria and a couple more cities over there. But it's fun. It's good to interact with the fans, and it's a good way to start the season.
And being with the alumni on the Cardinal Caravan, do they ever give you tips or anything about playing on the game?
Oh yeah, I mean it's great hearing from the guys that already been there. So we're definitely picking out of their brain. They're telling us little tips what will help them get through the whole season. And we're basically just a sponge in the bus.
A third player on the Caravan was a minor league pitcher, Austin Gomber. He played in Peoria last year and had 15 wins, earning him honors as a co-winner as the Cardinals Minor League Pitcher of the Year. The 22-year-old led the Cardinal minor leaguers with 140 strikeouts. I had a chance to visit with him.
All right, well, we like to get people's reaction, and from your perspective, being able to take a caravan trip like this, what is it like?
Yeah, for me this is my first one, so I mean, so far it's been awesome. The support, we've kind of been all over the place, Springfield, and now we're here. We're hitting another stop after this, and everywhere we've gone, we've had great support, and it just shows how much the people care about us, and we appreciate it.
Now, playing within the Cardinals organization, you have a taste of what it's like, the regional support. You're seeing that firsthand now, going beyond from where you're playing.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually gone to some cities I never heard of because I'm from just outside of Orlando, and it's crazy to see how much the people care about us, and so we appreciate it. We love the fans, and we love Cardinal Nation.
Now, for the fans who are watching, tell us a little bit about yourself and your goals for this season. What would you like to accomplish?
For me, I just want to, first off, have a healthy season, stay healthy all year, and go into spring training, have a good spring training, and then hopefully be able to break camp and come up to Springfield. then go from there, wherever it takes me. But I mean, that's my goals right now.
Now, Cardinals are known for a strong minor league system. Are you seeing that firsthand?
Yeah. We have a deep system. We got a lot of guys, and obviously our big league team's pretty good. So, we got guys that are ready and waiting, and you just got to wait on your time, do what you can do.
Last year you received honors as one of the pitchers in the minor league level for the Cardinals. What was your key to success to be able to establish that?
Just consistency. Every 5 days when I took the ball, I was just able to be consistent and have success. And I mean, I was honored and humbled and honored to get that award. So it was awesome, and this is a great experience.
And as we're standing here, we see youngsters, and you'll see tons in the auditorium. What type of tips or advice would you give to someone who says, "I'd like to be in your shoes someday playing baseball"?
Just continue to work hard, have fun. For younger kids, just stay healthy. Don't try to do too much too early, as far as like being a pitcher and stuff. But just have fun with the game. That's all we do. We just have fun, and we were blessed with talent and work hard. So just hard work and have fun.
In addition to current players, the visit featured former Cardinals. They shared their experiences and thoughts about the team and the Caravan. Jordan Comer had a chance to talk to Rick Horton, a Cardinals pitcher from the 1980s. He played on the memorable World Series teams of 1985 and 1987 during the Whitey Herzog era. He now works as one of the team's broadcasters. The day of the Caravan visit, he served as MC.
Okay, so 35 plus years in baseball. What makes it so special?
Well, baseball is it's part of who I am, really. I mean, I could say that I've been interested in baseball since I was about 5 years old, so it's just been a part of my life for so long. I can't even imagine not being connected to it. The love of baseball really came from my grandmother, who was a Cardinal fan. I grew up in New York, and she instilled the love of baseball in me and talked about Stan Musial, and it just encouraged me at every level to just play and love the game. And as I get closer as we get closer to spring, it's a special thing for me too, because baseball signals kind of a new year and spring, starting over, and it's got a lot of life lessons in it, I think, that have really meant a lot to me.
Cardinals memories reflect on the 1985
Well, 1985 was a very special time, and through 87 too, where the Cardinals won a lot. We were playing a lot in October, and beyond that, I was developing a lot of friendships that have lasted for a lifetime. The guys that were on those teams, many of us not from St. Louis, decided to stay and live in St. Louis, and our kids were friends. They're like my nieces and nephews, and so there's a real bond from that team, and we all remember the bond went beyond just us. It was a fan thing. I mean, so people who were fans of the Cardinals in the 80s just remember an excitement that was different. Not that all Cardinal teams aren't great and we love them, but there's something just unique about that moment that really energized the Cardinal fan base. And I don't think, frankly, the Cardinals have looked back from that. I think it's been a part of kind of growing this Cardinal excitement and connection between fan and player, and it was very fun to be a part of that.
Absolutely. So you speak about the fans, Cardinals Nation. What does that mean to you?
Well, Cardinals Nation is, it's really, I almost like the word family better than Cardinal Nation, and there are other organizations that look at the Cardinals and say we're being arrogant about that, and I don't think it's that. I think we're being connected is what we're trying to say. And so we're not saying we're building some powerful force that is better than you. It's not that. We're saying that we are connected over Cardinal baseball in a special way, and we don't have to apologize for that. And I really do think that's true. So when I'm talking to fans about, the play Colton Wong made last night, I mean, they're talking about it. They're talking about it with their kids. They're talking about it at school. They're talking about it at work. It's in the fabric of what it means to be a St. Louis, and beyond St. Louis, throughout Missouri, the Midwest, really, there is a connection to Jack Buck and Stan Musial and Red Schoendienst and Lou Brock that is very personal. And I think it's more, again, family than it is nation, and it's a word that I try to use as much as I can.
Absolutely. I know it starts feeling like a family once you get going, and everything, the support is incredible.
It is.
So discuss your work with FCA.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, I like to say FCA is my DNA. There's a lot of letters in that sentence, but it's really kind of who I am too. I mean, so sports is a passion, but somewhere in the middle of my minor league career, I came to understand the importance of faith in my life, and FCA was a big part of helping me grow and understanding where my giftedness comes and what it means to play in a way that honors God, what it means to coach in a way that honors God, and that's really what FCA's work is. So I've been involved as a staff person with FCA for over 20 years in St. Louis, and it is when the season stops, I go right into that. Everybody says, "Oh, you got time off." It's like, no, I just change. I just do different things, and so we have a wonderful staff of people that our job is to minister to athletes and coaches and help them again see what God might say about how to compete the right way, and it's really a heart thing for me, and it's just so connected. I don't know kind of where work stops and where it ends when it comes to FCA, because it's my life. It's my life with my friends, and again, the connection with my former 85 teammates is much of that is faith-based connection, and so FCA is, I see the work of FCA, not just in St. Louis, but around the world now, as being critical for our culture. Billy Graham has said that he believes that FCA is the single most, not other things aren't bad, but the single most important thing we have going on with our young people in the world today. And because he said he believes that a coach has more opportunity to influence in 1 year than most people do in a lifetime. So it's the influence of a coach, and it's infusing faith into that really charges me up.
I've been a part of FCA.
Great.
I have friends who is in Johnson County in Kansas City.
Is that right?
And he is one of their leaders, and it's absolutely amazing what they do.
Well, it's important to get perspective when it comes to sport. I think that's really, and FCA, of course, my thoughts along those lines are much more of kind of an eternal connection and understanding of who we are as God's creation, and that's the deeper answer to that. But even beyond that, for the person who just needs to explore, there's got to be something other than just the adulation of being an athlete, and the competition is good, but where does that fit in the rest of my life, and where does that fit in with my relationships with other people, and how do you play in a way that is humble, or how do you but still confident? And that's a tricky business. Professional level, I would say especially, but even the high school student or the college student that's walking around campus and, yeah, you're confident, but arrogant, no, confident, yes. And what do you use that influence for, and how do you interact with your teammates, and how do you help make them better? All that stuff, to me, is working out life, which I think FCA is trying to help.
So your caravan is on its way.
Yeah.
You guys have been to a few places so far. What's your experiences, and how do you like it?
Well, I love the caravan. I've been doing caravans since 1985, and I don't know that I've done every year since then, but I love being on caravans because we're connecting with people who are excited about Cardinal baseball. They want to know about the new players. They want to meet the past players, current players, and future players, which we have on this trip. Randall Grichuk has kind of been our star of the, and we're working hard to keep him humble in that. But he's the player right now. Everybody is excited about what he can be as a Cardinal. But Sam Tuivalala is also here, and he's got some really good upside as well. Austin Gomber, minor league pitcher of the year for the Cardinals, so he's a year or two away, but he's on the right road too. So to be with those guys, and then the former players, Brad Thompson and Alan Venice, it's a good way for us to connect too across generations of Cardinal baseball. We always say that once a Cardinal, always a Cardinal, and the caravan's a way to experience that. But then, as we have been in Springfield and a couple of visits there, and in Joplin, we're going to go on to Rolla and just be in front of who we think and who I would say clearly are the real Cardinal fans. We get, and they get, disconnected sometimes from what that is by either just reading media releases or social media, which can sometimes be edgy and nasty, and as we all know, can also be positive. But I think when you get to personally connect with the real great Cardinal fan base, it gives you a good perspective of who's out there rooting for you.
Another former player on the trip was Alan Bennis. He was a first-round draft pick and pitched for the Cardinals in the 1990s, including postseason in 1996. He now serves as a scout for the team.
Cardinals Nation, can you define that for us? What's that mean for you as a player and being back here and working with the younger guys? What do you see as defining Cardinal Nation?
Oh, I see it as, you know, the fan base that the Cardinals have is you know, second to none in the game of baseball. It's the greatest. You hear opposing players talking about it. Being a part of that is a really special thing. Everybody, not only when you're a current player playing for the best fans in baseball, but when you're a former player, you're part of a family, and everybody seems to remember you and appreciate what you did, and it's just a neat thing to be a part of.
Absolutely. Feelings about working with young kids, baseball players, and kind of inspiring the youth. What's your outlook on that?
Well, it's always neat to get a chance to work with some of the current players, talk with them, interact with them. You know, as a young player, one of the things that you always try to do is get as much information from everybody that played the game, and so conversations with them, discussions always are good. Anytime we get to be around, you know, youth, that's always a great thing also. Have a chance to do a lot of youth camps and see a lot of kids that you know, just love the game of baseball, and so getting a chance to be a part of that and touch their lives a little bit is a great opportunity.
See that. And how has your Caribbean experience been so far?
It's been awesome. We've had a great turnout and a couple good programs already, and looking forward to a couple more today.
One other former Cardinal pitcher who is now working in radio is broadcaster Brad Thompson.
Thank you for talking with us today. So what is your experience with the Cardinal Caravan so far?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is, I think, my 7th or 8th caravan that I've been on, and every year they're an absolute blast, and it's just so fun to see all the fans from all over the place. We knew Cardinals fans travel well, and Busch Stadium's always packed, but it's great to see it in the local communities, all the love, everybody coming out. It truly is appreciated, and it's fun every single year.
After what, in the past, how do you think the game has changed?
You know what? I think that we're seeing guys bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, the game, you have little kids now that are at 8 years old. He knows he's going to be a pitcher, and he gets better and better throughout. So I think we're seeing a little bit more specialization in the game. And pitching has been pretty dominant throughout. So we'll see if hitting kind of regresses back to the means. I don't think we're going to see 70 home runs again like we saw back in the day. But I do think that we're seeing a lot of dominance in pitching now.
What is some advice you would have for someone wanting to pursue a career in baseball?
I think it's kind of the same advice pursuing a career in anything. If you love it, go after it. And you know, we're very fortunate to ever, you know, be able to play in the big leagues. You know, everybody here has got a chance to do that so far, but it's not that easy, you know. So first of all, stay in school, kids. All right, number one. Because you always have to have something to fall back on, and that's absolutely one of them. And look, you can't play baseball if you don't have good grades and everything. But if you love something, put the work into it. Don't be an idiot off the field. You know, take care of it, because that's not number one all the time. It is just baseball. Life is a lot bigger than one game.
What would you say would be some steps to success in pursuing a career in baseball?
You know what? First of all, you got to love it. And you have to dedicate time to it. It's not that easy. It just doesn't happen for everybody. There are some guys that are talented enough to go out there, throw their hat out, and they're going to be great, you know. But most guys aren't that good. So you have to dedicate to it, not just during a game. Practice has to mean a lot to you. Off-season workouts have to mean a lot to you, and you have to truly care about that throughout the way. So dedication to your craft is huge, and there are a lot of things that when you're dedicating to being an athlete that you have to not do, you know, and you have to know those things. You have to know what you can and cannot do. Don't get yourself into trouble. Don't be in the limelight for wrong reasons, but you just got to love what you're doing.
And for a fun question, what is your favorite baseball movie?
Oh man, there's so many good ones. I am probably going to go with Bull Durham. Love Bull Durham. Sandlot might be a close second though, because I'm a big kid at heart.
It's kind of a classic.
Yes, great.
Following the media session, players headed to the auditorium for a question and answer session with the fans. The program featured a variety of questions.
Just a one-sentence thing from everybody, or the pitchers, the athletes, about if you had to have the one thing you'd say in one sentence, what would you tell a young pitcher to help in their development?
Did you just say start hitting? Yeah, no. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. We see all the time, right? Every year there's like somebody that blows out, has Tommy John. Take care of your arm. It's never too early to do preventative arm care, to strengthen stuff, little stuff. And don't pitch all year long. You really don't need to do that. Take a break. You're a kid. Do kid stuff. You don't have to pitch all year, in a nutshell.
Good. That's good. Alan?
Good advice. I would suggest not thinking that you're pitching. A lot of kids tend to get on the mound and think, oh, I'm a pitcher now, I got to pitch, instead of just picking up the glove and playing catch with a catcher. Nice and easy, and don't feel the pressure of pitching. It's just throwing the baseball like you know how to do.
Also good advice. My quick answer is, and I told young kids that I coach, when you're a pitcher, I actually learned this at the AAA level. Every pitch you throw, act like you did it on purpose, and start to develop a confidence that you know what you're doing. Because if you don't look like you know what you're doing, the hitter understands that. So be confident. If you throw it over the backstop, shake your head and say, yep, that's what I meant to do. And let the hitter try to figure out, why is he confident? So being confident and aggressive and in charge of what you're doing on the mound, even when things go bad, I think is important.
The Caravan visit included a visit by fan favorite mascot Fredbird. Families then lined up for a chance for children to get those autographs. One fan shared thoughts probably shared by many in attendance.
Oh, this is awesome to me, because it's kind of like, you don't get to, in St. Louis, you can never get close enough to the field, and so you couldn't really get to meet the players and stuff. So to me, this is an awesome thing that they come and do, and I really appreciate, for the things that they do, to give up their time and to come and to see the fans, so I appreciate it real much.
As we close, I'd like to thank everyone for their work on this year's program, faculty, staff, and students working together at KGCS to bring it to you. It won't be long until we hear play ball, and you can watch the players we've heard from in this program. I'd like to invite you to stay tuned for Newsmakers. I'll see you again next week at the same time on this station.